And a shot from a little earlier as the Hornets get off the team bus looking very focused. They want to leave town with something to show for their efforts. Well, the weekend has officially begun, and we welcome you to this 2K Sports presentation of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlow with Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and our sideline reporter David Aldridge. A special treat for our viewers tonight. One-time league MVP Shaquille O'Neal is in the house, and with us courtside, Shaq, great to see you.
Kevin, you know I love your voice. That didn't even sound right when you said that. One-time league MVP.
That does not sound right, does it?
It should be 3.
How can that be?
I think because they stole it from me twice and gave it to the great Steve Nash. But anyway, it's good to be here, guys. I just love you guys. I just wanted to say that on national TV.
How about
one-time league MVP?
The worst co-MVP.
I mean,
right?
The most dominant player ever with only one MVP.
That makes no sense. Got a chance now to take a look at some numbers for Bam Adebayo.
And guys, I think the grind of the season is catching up with him a little bit. It comes across in his rebounding numbers. Over the past 5 games, they've taken a tumble. He seems to be wearing down a bit. Maybe tonight, though, he can get his legs back under him.
So let's take a look at the Charlotte starting lineup. Bridges and Washington are up in the forward positions. Smith is out there with Terry Rozier. And it's Zubats in at the 5 down low. And for the Heat, Butler and Crowder are in at the forward. Dragic is out there with Iguodala. And it's Adebayo in at the center, filling out the middle. And so the tip-off, it's Miami. Of course, you know as well as anyone, Shaq, mental toughness is a gigantic asset in this league. You look at today's players, and there are some that appear to be unfazed by pressure.
I call this the frown and the smile. It's one guy that smiles a lot when you try to pressure. That's Luka Doncic. He'll hit you with a move, shoot the jumper in your face, hit you with a smile. Then there's the frown. Kawhi Leonard could do the same thing, but he'll hit a big shot, and he won't give you no expression. The frown and the smile, Kevin. The frown and the smile. Reminds me of Ernie and Kenny up there.
Now here's Dragic. His scoring totals are something to take note of. He's averaging over 19 points a game. Smith, the pass to Washington. It's good, the assist that time from Smith.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Iguodala kicks to Butler. Three-pointer, Crowder. And the rebound goes to the Hornets. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
The fans certainly got their money's worth in that game. Boy, was that a battle, and it turned out to be a real gritty win for them.
Man, they had to scrape and claw just to get themselves back into the game and into overtime, but they really kept their composure in the extra 5 minutes, and it paid off for the win.
And the wide-open shot from Crowder. No good on the 3.
You can't miss those, but even the best do on occasion.
Bulls from the top of the key. Again, the Hornets score.
One of the things you're most known for, Shaq, your destruction of backboards. were you ever trying to bring down the backboard, or did it just happen?
Well, I had a lot of force, you know. I just wanted to bring it down. I think the game that comes to mind was playing against the New Jersey Nets. And Dwayne Shinson was trying to guard me one-on-one, and I just took it personal. I was actually trying to rip it down, and it happened naturally.
First time that had happened to you?
No.
What was the first time? How old were you in the first backboard you brought down?
First time was in high school, probably 17 years old.
No kid.
Actually, in front of my house, I have a broken rim tree.
Do you?
I know you don't believe me. I'm going to show you. You believe me?
Who am I not to believe you?
I'm going to show you.
All right. He's going to look it up on his phone. Isn't that nice? He can just bring a little history up to us.
That's a gorilla I just bought. And right there, look, broken rim tree. See it?
Oh, my God. That is. Yeah. Oh, that's.
So I broke 7 rims, so I got 7 rims on a tree.
How funny is that?
Oh, hold on. Start over.
Hey, don't be swiping too far now.
I don't want to swipe. It might get swiped. Yeah. I don't want to. Is this at the house here?
Yeah. That's the gorilla I bought.
Where you get it at?
Discount furniture. He was just sitting there looking pretty. So I went in there with the guy. I was like, hey, how much is gorilla? He was trying to be big time. I probably wouldn't sell it. If I was to sell, I'd sell it for $4,000. I was like, okay, no problem. There you go.
He goes, it's all yours.
And they have a dinosaur. I'm thinking about going to pick him up tomorrow. Anyway, too much force for the backboard.
Shaq, you know the importance of great footwork, and I know that you have found some other guys that are standouts in that category right now in the league.
Well, Kyrie Irving, he has great ball handling. You know, that definitely requires great feet work.
Yes.
DeMar DeRozan, James Harden with that Euro step and that step back. You got to have excellent feet work to pull those moves off.
And a new group in for the Heat. Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Jay Crowder. Duncan Robinson comes in for Butler. Heroes checked in for Andre Iguodala. And it's Kendrick Nunn in for Goran Dragic. So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Hernan Gomez is checked in for Zubac. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope comes in for Miles Bridges. DeLon Wright, he's checked in for Smith. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Terry Rozier.
Hero knowing about the whens and the wheres for an assist.
And Wright kicks to Caldwell-Pope. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
Big fella, when you watch the NBA now, there are fewer traditional centers who just pound it inside. But what are your thoughts on how the 5 position, that center position, has evolved?
Well, it's all about, having traditional size. These guys are becoming great shooters. The range, I think that's a great combo to have. Guys like Embiid and Towns, they're the next wave of the 5.
And here are the Heat now, following the 3 by Charlotte. 56 seconds left in the first quarter.
Love seeing a point guard who can explode to the rim like that.
Oh, great attitude and even a better finish.
Well, just seeking out weaknesses in the defense and then exploiting it.
The Heat trail by 3. Out to the right wing. There's the triple. Tries again. And Adebayo with the lay-in. Adebayo's got 8.
Yeah, those possessions like zombies staying alive out there, courtesy of Bam Adebayo.
Beverly, the pass to Washington. Drains it from beyond the arc.
12 straight points off of 3-pointers, and the D looks shell-shocked.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. None against Beverly. Pass to Olynyk. Knocked loose. Stolen by Washington. And here they come. Stops, pops, and Charlotte again with the bucket.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick 2 at the other end.
Deep Adebayo. And so it's the Charlotte Hornets with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And we spoke with Jimmy Butler.
These guys work so hard, and they're young, and they're professional with it, that you're planting that seed early, so they can only get better, and they're learning, and they're gaining confidence because they're playing so well. So with me being here with these guys, we're special.
Well, Greg, it sounds like Butler has found happiness.
People don't talk enough about fit. It's important to be in an organization and a system that maximizes your abilities. Butler is playing some of the best ball in his life and making everyone around him better.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And let's take a moment, guys, to get your take on the scoring so far for Charlotte.
Guys, they are dialed in from beyond right now. They didn't waste any time getting into a groove in this game.
I'm loving the ping-pong action of the ball tonight. A decent number of assists so far.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the court for the Heat, Hero on the wing along with Butler. Kelly Olynyk is out there with Jay Crowder. And it's Dragic into the point. And the rejection by Zubac. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, thanks. If you ask Miami coach Eric Spoelstra, there's been a long lineage of undrafted players who've made an impact with the Heat. Going back, think about big guys like Udonis Haslem, Joel Anthony, and Hassan Whiteside. Now you have youngsters like Kendrick Nunn, Duncan Robinson, Derek Jones Jr., and Chris Silva. Miami continues to find diamonds in the rough year after year. Guys,
they usually do. That's a very creative organization. Thanks, D.A.
And the NBA has gotten into the academy business, be it in China, India, Africa, getting those top prospects together. Shaq, you planning to make any appearances over there?
I would actually love to. If I did, you would just have to call me the big diplomat.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I think it's very exciting to see the game's reach expand. You know, when we were playing, Greg, there's only a few guys, but now they're from all over the place. I would love to introduce the people to the Shaqster.
The big diplomat. Rozier kicks to Smith. The three from Bradley. No good that time. The Heat go the other way with it. And this is the first time matched up with the Hornets this season.
And although they were the better team last year by overall record, this was a competitive matchup for them.
Coming into the league with a 39-inch vertical, Butler showing it all there.
Rozier for three. Sinks the three-pointer. Rozier's got his second bucket of the night.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
No good from Dragic.
We're not going to see that very often. The defense in the vicinity, but still, he's not one to blow layups.
The three from Bradley. And again, Charlotte with the triple.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys. That's 3 in a row.
And a new group getting ready for Miami. Bam Adebayo's checked in for Kelly Olynyk. Iguodala comes in for Jimmy Butler. Duncan Robinson, he's checked in for Tyler Hero. And it's Kendrick Nunn in for Goran Dragic. Now here's Iguodala. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Jacks up a three. It's hauled in by Beverly. Hornets leading by 11. Caldwell Pope outside. And another three for Charlotte.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
And so it's Nunn with it. He brings it up for the Heat, coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
Well, in that one, you could pretty much see the writing on the wall. Their performance was lackluster at best.
Yeah, and they didn't get, like, blown out in that game, but it felt deflating, and it felt like they got crushed. They could not get anything going, no matter who they had out on the court.
Always adding some levity to the mix. Shaquille O'Neal, thank you for stopping by. That headset is available for you whenever you want.
Kevin, I just want to say thank you very much. It's been great. Greg, you know I love you.
I love you too. I'm the big Aristotle.
I'm at a loss for words. I hate that.
No, that's okay, Shaq.
No, I just hate that.
Right.
I hate that I have to leave right now.
Give me a tissue. Give me a tissue. It's okay, big fella. It's okay.
I don't want to go back upstairs with Ernie and Kenny.
Oh,
Not
well,
yet.
yeah,
I want to stay here with you guys.
Give me a tissue.
Thanks.
You know, Greg, there are good players, and there are great players, and there are superstars. And then there's Shaq.
Yeah, I mean, he once said he'd like to be known as
the big Aristotle.
Because Aristotle said, excellence is not a singular act, it's a habit. You are what you repeatedly do. Well, Shaq's lived by that on and off the court.
Let's bring up the 2K leaderboard to show you the teams leading the league in assists this season. The Heat in 5th.
And a team that shares the ball will create opportunities for the right player to score.
Giving up a run here, can they turn it around?
Hard to say right now. At this point, I've seen the coaches run through 2 or 3 iterations of defense. Is there a 4th? I'm not sure.
Now, here's Nunn. 8 points his last outing. A three-pointer is right on target.
And in getting that 3 to go, he snaps an 11-0 run by Charlotte.
Here's Washington, and they come right back with their own three-pointer. Washington's got 13 points. We've got 33 seconds left in the first half of the game. Nunn passes to Adebayo. Outside Crowder. Loads it up for Adebayo. Out of bounds. Charlotte takes possession. Hornets leading by 16. And Beverly kicks to Hernangomez. Beverly the pass to Washington. Misses the three. Now Nunn. And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Hornets ahead, up by 16. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Coach, what has to happen to pull out the win?
Well, we have to play through some of the tough times, okay, whether it's a missed call or whether missed shots. This is a passionate game, and we got to stay the course.
We'll see what happens. Thanks, Bo. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. What a pleasure it is to bring you into the 2K studios again. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. And now, kicked back to the studio set after his brief tryout alongside Kevin and crew, the big fella, Shaquille O'Neal. Were you aware it was a tryout?
Well, that was great.
When's the last time you ever had to try out?
I've never had to try out, but it was great. I just want to let you guys know I'm missing them already.
Wow, well, it was nice of them to have you and make it have you back then.
Yeah.
Well, I'll leave right now then, Kenny.
Okay.
You feel that way.
That's why you feel that way about
I'm
us.
just saying, I miss him. I miss you guys
you.
too, but I miss him.
Don't let the door hit you, big fella.
Oh, wow.
And that's going to do it for our halftime show, sadly. Third quarter about to start. See you again after the final.
Horn. Oh, buzzer.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Today, Greg, we see a lot more friendly rivalries. Does that bother you?
Not at all. I mean, people like to say, well, our era had the rivalries were more bitter. I disagree with that. I think guys are every bit as competitive today as they've ever been.
That's good to hear.
They just also have more exposure and opportunity to be around one another. Kids today growing up, they've been playing against each other since the 5th, 6th grade in national tournaments. When we played, we didn't get to see the other top players around the country. So I think that was one reason why you didn't have a closeness with guys that unless you were on the same team.
Setting the floor for the Hornets. Bridges and Washington are up in the forward positions. Rozier's out there with J.R. Smith, and it's Zubac in at the 5 spot. Here's Butler, following the 3 by Charlotte. Driving to the basket. Misses in close.
Whoops. Got caught in between moves there on his way to the rack.
Rozier the pass to Washington. And Smith launches it from deep. Another shot, and it's Zubac laying it in. Zubac has got his second basket of the night.
There he is, beasting on the glass, converting the opportunity, trying to put this game away.
I just don't see how you climb back into the game when you're allowing plays like that to happen. Extra work on the offensive glass.
And so it's Smith with it. He'll bring it up for Charlotte. And at home for the next game, it'll be Detroit pulling into town. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. The Heat trail by 16. Here's Dragic. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Zubac has got 4 rebounds now tonight.
And, Bones, when you look at Jimmy Butler's elite impact at both ends, you can argue he's the best two-way shooting guard in the NBA.
Klay Thompson might have something to say about that, GA, but certainly Jimmy Butler and his physical presence allows him to play a multitude of positions. So sliding down to the 3 and getting physical is something that Jimmy will do. We know that he'll take on any assignment and compete with it.
Now Zubac after the missed 3 from Goran Dragic. Smith finds Washington. From outside, off the mark. The Heat have gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And the foul called on the Charlotte Hornets. What you love about Crowder, he gives you a little bit of everything at both ends.
I mean, defensively, he'll take on anybody. He's smart, draws a lot of charges. Offensively, he can stretch the floor, and he'll make the extra pass. He's also an opportunistic rebounder.
And the first one drops. Olynyk is checked in for the Heat. Hero comes in for Andre Iguodala. Hernangomez is checked in for Charlotte. Bradley comes in for Smith. Greg, last season was kind of a rough one, very turbulent for the NBA. The China controversy, the passing of David Stern, Kobe Bryant, and finally the COVID pandemic. Other than that, it was kind of uneventful.
Yeah, I mean, an incredibly tough year.
Wow.
You know, you just go back to March, and who would have ever thought we would go through what we went through? You talked about all the other issues, David Stern and Kobe both passing. You know, I'm just hopeful we get a return to normality, because that sounds pretty good right about now.
It sure does.
Well, that's a good job by Avery Bradley, recognizing that he had an open teammate and get it to him in a good position.
Olynyk with it, now guarded by Bradley. It's stolen by Bradley. The finish, a huge slam, the perfect end of the fast break.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
And the gamble paying off.
Here's Dragic after the basket by Charlotte. And he banks in the layup. Dragic has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Terrific patience around the paint area from Dragic there. Calmly knocks one down from the interior.
For 3, Bridges, and another 3 for Charlotte.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those three-point attempts.
Miami's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. Bradley against Dragic. Good. Dragic has got 11.
Now that basket must be widening out right now, and he's making almost every shot he's putting up this quarter.
To the wing right side. Bridges for 3. That's good, and it's Rozier with the assist.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Yeah, pretty infectious right here. Guys in good spirits, and percentages from downtown on the rise in the second half.
Now here's Butler. Here's Rozier. 8 points for him. Here's Zubac. The kick out to Rozier. The three-pointer off the mark.
Even if you're not shooting it, you like to see the effort level, and his tonight has been high.
Outside Crowder. Good ball movement here by the Heat. And they double up Butler. Dragic against Bradley. No good from Dragic. Now, here is Hernangomez. Drills the three-pointer. Hernangomez has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And so it's the Charlotte Hornets ahead by 26 points as we get ready for the break. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And don't go away. We'll be right back. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feat.
The coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. They've got Myers Leonard. Robinson is out there with Kendrick Nunn. Then there's Haslam, and it's Okpala in at the 3 spot. That's the group on the 4 for Miami. Now, here's Nunn. Takes the 13-footer, and he hits the jump shot.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Over in the corner, Caldwell Pope. Over Robinson. That's good from Caldwell Pope on the assist by Bradley. Bradley's got 3 assists now in this one. And Miami shooting with confidence, 50% from the field so far. Nunn kicks to Leonard. Outside Robinson. Greg, we're seeing the game evolve. We're seeing more and more big men displaying perimeter skills. Do you like that? Or is there a part of you that misses those days when it all played out inside the lane in a very condensed area?
Listen, Kev, I think the game has kind of evolved on from the impact that the bigs had on the interior, but not the impact that they're having on the game. The reality is the game just doesn't stand still. And now as a big, you've got to have far more versatility. You got to be able to play in space. And as a fan, I just find the game to be more appealing to watch with the freedom of movement, the flow, and more of the skill set being put on display.
I agree. Nunn passes to Leonard. Down low. And that one is hammered home.
Love seeing a point guard who can explode to the rim like that.
Oh, great attitude and even a better finish.
Well, just seeking out weaknesses in the defense and then exploit it.
Now Robinson after the missed 3 from Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. The 3. Robinson misses.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
It's rebounded by Leonard. And so it's Nunn with it. He brings it up for Miami. Just a little under 2.5 minutes of pass now here in the 4th. Hornets leading by 23. Here's Jackson, and the Hornets call time here. And now, let's take a look at the New Balance Player of the Game.
And I would point to his shooting percentage as the key reason he's our pick. And that sounds simple, but he hadn't tried to do too much. He hasn't tried to force his shots, just kind of waited and worked to get good looks. And in the end, he's found plenty of them.
He got an extra boost from the grief these fans were giving him here tonight. They were riding him hard all night, and he ate it up. Some guys just like being the villain, I guess.
Smart play by Jimmy Butler. Spots the open man. Tack up an assist.
Bridges for 3. Rebound by the Heat. Iguodala decides where to go with it. Here's the 3. A rebound by Washington. Washington's got 4 rebounds in this game. Back to Rozier from outside the arc. And the Hornets miss again. The Heat trail by 21. Floats it up for Adebayo. And Adebayo throws it down.
That's everything you want there. Bam Adebayo up there. Vertical, good hands, and the big throwdown.
For 3, Smith. It's hauled in by Bam Adebayo. Adebayo's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Iguodala kicks to Crowder. Passes it to Dragic. Outside Butler. And it's blocked. And he recovers it.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Hornets.
The sheer volume of 3-pointers was the deciding factor tonight, it seemed.
Yeah, they sink one and then do it again, and that strategy did work.
And so this will mark the 15th win of the year for them.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
And the Heat going with the whole new group on the floor.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Charlotte has gotten some tough luck from three-point range. In the fourth quarter, they've hit just 1 of 6 from deep. Bucket is good, and the Hornets lead by 21.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
And you step into an opposing team's arena and you can play with this type of composure, boy, that food tastes good on the way out of town.
My goodness, he is such a great dunker.
Like a high riser, no doubt about it. To the middle, here's Bridges. Here's Zubats. Lays it up off the glass.
Well, he takes care of salvaging that possession for the offense by getting on the offensive glass.
None with it. Pass to Leonard. And Rozier pulls it down. There's the pass to Washington. Over Haslam. And it's Washington missing.
And I was sure that was money on that one, but everyone is afforded an easy miss or two.
Yeah, that happens. Important thing is for players, just don't beat yourself up and make a miss like that cost you another play.
So no problem for Charlotte as they get the win. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for broadcast. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Alton, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. So long and good night, everyone.